Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're doing another deep dive today.
Yeah, and this one's a little different. We're following along with our friend Kecia.
That's right, Kecia from Kecia's Tour Life. If you don't know her blog, you really should check it out. She takes you right along with her music, travel, all of it.
It's great stuff. And this time, we're diving into a specific concert she went to.
Yeah, in Indianapolis, actually.
May 2nd, 2025. It was at Close Memorial Hall.
And the lineup, I mean, wow. Originally, it was Gerald Albright, Jonathan Butler, Najee, and Norman Brown.
Really stellar group. Though there was an unexpected change there, which we'll definitely get into.
For sure. And, for Kecia, this was big. She calls Najee her big brother. Like, that's a cool connection.
It really is. And she'd also just seen Gerald Albright recently, right, in Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. So, she was really hyped for this one. Highly anticipated.
You could totally tell from her blog. The excitement was just...
Jazz lover's dream, I think she said.
Definitely. But then, like you mentioned, things didn't go exactly as planned.
Right. The news came out that Norman Brown unfortunately had to pull out.
Yeah, a medical emergency, which is always tough to hear.
Absolutely. And Kecia wrote about how the audience reacted.
Yeah, she described this moment of silence in the hall. You could really feel everyone sending good thoughts, concern.
It shows that connection, doesn't it, between the artist and the fans? Real respect there.
Totally. Shared well wishes from Kecia, from the whole audience.
But, the show goes on. And Kecia made it clear the artists who were there really brought it, starting with Gerald Albright.
Oh, yeah. According to Kecia, he set the tone for greatness. That's a direct quote.
Love that. And how did she describe his set?
Funky, smooth, energetic. Which, that sounds exactly right for Gerald Albright.
It really does. He's got that huge powerhouse tone, that funky alto sax style. He knows how to open a show.
Definitely. Big reputation, big hits like Just Between Us.
And since she'd just seen him, she kind of knew what to expect, energy-wise. Sounds like he delivered.
He did. Then, after Albright, Najee came on stage.
Her big brother.
Exactly. And Kecia was, she had zero doubts about him.
What did she say? Something like, as always, stellar set.
Yep. As always, he delivered a stellar set. And also, never misses.
High praise. But earned, right. Najee's sound is just so smooth.
Silky smooth, yeah. Soprano sax, the flute. And he blends jazz with R&B, with funk. It just works.
He's been a leader in smooth jazz for a long time. Didn't he work with Prince?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Which tells you something about his range, his credibility. It's impressive.
And you can tell Kecia just loves watching him perform. That personal connection adds another layer,
Oh, for sure. Like watching family succeed. It's got to feel good.
Okay, so after Najee, Jonathan Butler closed the show.
Right. And this is where Kecia had some really interesting thoughts.
About the flow.
The flow of the concert. Yeah. The order of the performers. She loves Jonathan Butler. No question about that. His talent is undeniable.
Oh, absolutely. That blend of jazz, soul, gospel, these South African rhythms. And his voice is just so heartfelt.
Exactly. But Kecia felt his energy, which she described as maybe more mellow, smooth. She wondered if it might have fit better earlier in the night.
Okay. So, after the higher energy of Albright and Najee, his vibe felt different.
Kinda, yeah. She used this phrase, like a glass of wine on the porch vibe.
Okay, I get that. Nice, but maybe not the, big build-up finale some might have expected.
That seemed to be her feeling. And she actually mentioned noticing some people starting to trickle out before his set finished.
Oh, interesting. That really brings up the whole idea of concert programming, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
We looked into this a bit, and it's fascinating how much thought goes into the order. It's not random.
Right. You're trying to create an experience, build energy, take the audience somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Setting the tone early on, creating that arc, making sure the styles flow together or contrast in the right way.
So Kecia feeling the lineup was maybe a little off-kilter, as she put it.
Yeah, it suggests that maybe that intended journey, that energy flow, didn't quite land perfectly for everyone that night.
And she mentioned she's felt that way at this venue before sometimes.
Yeah, she did. So it's something she's sensitive to, maybe having seen a lot of shows there.
Yeah.
It makes you think about all the pieces involved.
Venue acoustics, artist styles, audience expectations. Lots to juggle.
It's a real art, balancing the individual brilliance of each performer with the collective feeling in the room. It's more than just the sum of its parts.
Definitely. But it's super important to say, even with that observation about the order.
Oh, yeah. She still had a fantastic time. That came through loud and clear.
Absolutely. The music was amazing. The company was great.
And she talked about the venue just being full of love and appreciation for real artistry.
That's what it's all about, really, the power of that live music experience.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you could feel her appreciation for Najee, that pride.
hmm And, of course, her thoughts are still with Norman Brown. Continued prayers for his recovery.
Absolutely. And we want to echo that sentiment completely. We're sending Norman Brown our absolute best wishes.
Yeah, hope for a full, speedy recovery. Good health. We want to see him back on stage soon.
Definitely. He's such a talent.
So, wrapping up this deep dive into Kecia's night, what stands out is, well, the magic of live music, first off.
For sure. And how things can change unexpectedly, like with the lineup.
Right. And this whole fascinating idea of concert flow and how much the order matters to the overall feeling.
Yeah, how that sequence creates the journey for the audience. It's subtle but powerful.
It really is. Which kind of leads to a final thought for you listening.
Think about the best concert you've ever been to. What made it work so well? Was it the lineup, the order, the energy
No, or
flow?
flip it around. Think about any experience where the order of things felt off. How did that change how you felt about it? Could be anything, really.
Yeah, just something to think about.
Mm.
How sequence shapes our experiences.
Some interesting food for thought there. If you want to read more about Kecia's adventures in music, travel, and her take on other live events, you can check out her blog at keciastourlife.com.
And she's also active on social media. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search for Kecia's Tour Life.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
See ya.
See you next time.